Hello. Trading has closed on March 21st, 2022. We always start with our disclaimer. Let's do that. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, March 22nd. Remember, I can be wrong. Any trade you make should be at your own risk. Also remember that my long-term calls use different indicators than I use for the MEJT system. They aren't as accurate. Yesterday I got interrupted midway through the video. Never changed its title. I think its title was something called recording number 83, which doesn't help you if you're looking for it. But we did have some calls. Look for the pattern with the early high, which is this. We said the rally from Friday should follow through into today, which it did. We had a number of things that were teetering on the edge of giving sell signals, but haven't given them. I don't have today's NASDAQ McClellan oscillator and be busy all night, so I don't know if that gave a sell. Volatility index came close, didn't quite give one. We really stalled right at the moving averages, but we haven't reversed. So again, we're pretty close to giving sells, but they haven't given them. During the day, all these Fs were false moves. MEJT said they retrace. Here it said ultimately we trade higher, which we did. Well, this is my long-term count, which I haven't changed. The only thing that's not clear is whether we've completed gray C, which would complete green C, and then we're off to the races again. This wasn't as much of a drop as I was thinking it would be, but this is acting like a third wave. And if it's a third wave, we'll just keep going up without interruption. And today's action doesn't really tell us one way or the other. It isn't a clear reversal. It isn't a clear advance, so we're still kind of in limbo based on that. These moving averages often provide resistance, but it doesn't mean resistance has to hold. So this is a count that says we're in wave 3 up, and we keep going higher pretty much without interruption. That's going to happen. I'd like for us to gap over this high. Well, this was my negative count, saying that this was an A and this was a B. We had it topping out 4482.01. It's only a quarter point from today's high, which was 4481.75. So if we do stop here, it's a perfect call. Doesn't mean we are going to stop here, but it does mean this idea is not killed. This is a modification of a technique of Edson Gould. He would take this high and this low, draw a line down from there, and from that line to this thing divided into thirds, and he gets some support resistance area. What I've done here is taken what I'm calling the wave count high, dividing it into eighths, and you get support resistance areas pretty much right on the nose, and you can see how we're right at a resistance area based on that technique. So when you rally up to the line but not through it, usually this line holds, and if it isn't going to hold, you should gap over it. And if we don't gap over it tomorrow, I don't know if it's a deal breaker for the upside, but I'd be suspicious that this bear count might still work even if this low holds. That's something we don't know, and I don't like to guess. Let's see how I open tomorrow. Tomorrow's market has early low. It could still gap up. Market's pause at the valid resistance area. The rally is to continue to be ideal for us to gap over today's high. Till that resistance has been overcome, there's still the possibility we see one more sizable drop. Hopefully tomorrow's open, or at least early trade, is going to clear that up. These are my calls for the patterns for the week. Tomorrow has the early low. If we drop right from here, it's compatible with the wave count I had originally, calling for a top right over here. And if we gap over this high, that count's going to be pushed to the wayside, and we're probably in wave 3 up. I don't see any reason to guess because it'll probably be sizable movement one way or the other. And even if you don't catch it perfectly, you should be able to profit from the next move. Tomorrow has an early low, and that's today's call.